That's Sam.
That's Phil.
We're Bars and Barbells.
Welcome back.
We're checking out what really happens in the Navy SEALs' toughest week of training here.
Hell Week.
I believe we're referring to Hell Week. And we've gone down this rabbit hole of elite special forces. We started with the 5 most elite special forces on the planet. We got introduced to the SAS. We have jumped into the SAS saving the day in Nairobi.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We've jumped into...
It was more of like one guy of the SAS
Yes.
saved the day in Nairobi.
And within some of these videos, you guys have had some conversations between the Navy SEALs and the SAS and who's the most elite.
A little bit of
and all
healthy debate there.
And then we've got into some training that happens, but we haven't dove deep into what happens with the Navy SEALs in Hell Week. And we thought, why not do this? Because this sounds right up the alley that we've been going already.
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed it. I've learned a lot, and it's informative because it's not, something that I grew up learning about. I don't think this is anything that you get taught about in school. You hear about the military, you see some things on the news, but you don't dive deep into it. So I found it really entertaining and really educational all at the same time.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about it either, other than what I read in David Goggins' book when he talked about his experience a little bit and some things I've seen online, like on social media, but that's it.
It is certainly a grilling feat, I believe, to get through
Sounds
Hell
like
Week.
it, yes.
But let's find out just exactly what that entails.
They have a 92% washout rate. Time and again, their training has been described as the most mentally and physically tough of any special forces outfit in the world. Those who don't choose to quit have a better than even chance of suffering a serious injury, with one of the highest training fatality rates among special forces units on Earth. Some will even die. And if you want to be a U.S. Navy SEAL, then you too will have to pass through the dreaded Hell Week. It starts with a bang. A lot of bangs, actually. One minute you're comfortably asleep in your bunk, if maybe a little drafty, seeing as you're sleeping inside a tent by the ocean. And the next, the world has exploded into a cacophony of gunfire and explosions. Hope you had some nice dreams there, Sweet Pea, because you just woken up to a world of hurt. Instructors prowl the tents, barking orders and ripping students out of their cots. All the while, other instructors move through the camp firing off rifles and machine guns loaded with blanks. Others toss smoke and concussion grenades everywhere they please. You better be able to find your swim buddy in the chaos as instructors shout orders through the chaos of gunfire and explosions, because you do not want to be caught without your swim buddy. Then it's time to get your ass in the water. Hell Week is going to be long, cold, and extremely sandy, and it all starts on minute 1 of night 1. You'll be running into the freezing cold Pacific surf and locking arms with the rest of the students, letting the pounding Pacific waves slam into you over and over again, rapidly dropping your internal body temperature. You may have grown up the biggest, baddest guy in your block. Maybe you can bench press 300 pounds.
That's
Maybe
not a
you're an
bench
MMA
press.
champ. Literally none of that matters to the United States Navy. Thugs are a dime a dozen and of no use to the professional United States military. What interests the U.S. Navy is men who are physically and mentally tough, and it all starts with the ice-cold Pacific Ocean washing over you at 2 in the morning. It's only been minutes since Hell Week began, and already students are calling it quits. The freezing waters of the Pacific leach body heat away, dropping core temperature to dangerously low levels. Some of the students can't help it. Each human body is different, and theirs simply can't handle the cold and begins to shut down.
Yeah.
Others don't have the mental toughness to
Yikes.
shrug off the effects of hypothermia. Good. The United States Navy doesn't want them anyway. Quitting is encouraged. You're reminded of that on a nearly minute-by-minute basis, as instructors with bullhorns give voice to your innermost thoughts. It's too cold. If you stay in this water, you might die. Wouldn't it feel better to be in a nice warm bed right now, like the rest of the world? There's coffee and donuts, just over there, past a lonely silver bell. All you have to do is walk up to it and ring it once, signifying you're done. Then you get a nice, fat, juicy donut and some piping hot coffee to enjoy in front of your former classmates. People are doing it even now, and you can see the steaming fog of the coffee from your vantage point in the surf zone, right before another ice-cold wave slams into and over you, drowning you for just a moment. Now that you're good and soaked with sand washed into every crevice of your body, it's time to get that body temperature up with some good old-fashioned PT. Hope you like push-ups, because you're going to be doing hundreds of them. But the United States Navy isn't heartless, and it doesn't want you to get bored. So they've even given you the privilege of alternating your hundreds of push-ups with hundreds of flutter kicks. It's the most exhausting workout of your life. But again, the Navy has you covered and gives you plenty of breaks. Just long enough for you to run, not jog down to the surf. link arms, and get smashed by the freezing cold waves all over again. If you had a watch, which you don't, you'd know that only 1 hour has passed since Hell Week has began, and already a tenth of your class has called it quits.
So they started off with some torture, basically, some water torture. And I think the interesting part about that is, the shock and the adrenaline. They shock you and get your adrenaline pumping out of your sleep, which then they force you to do physical activity directly after that. So that is fatiguing in itself, like your adrenaline, your shock, the shock factor. Then you go and do the physical side. So that's why it's like maybe the physical workout in itself is not that difficult, but the shock factor combined with that is going to be very, very fatiguing. And you're just getting started at this point. You're like, there's no way I can finish a week of this, right? And that's what people start quitting mentally automatically off the
It
bat.
seems so overwhelming right from the start. And I think hundreds of push-ups are a pretty hard workout for most people.
Yeah, I'm sure it's designed so that you're not actually supposed to be able to do the workout.
Yeah.
Right? You're just, you're trying to do reps and you can't do them, and you're being screamed at to do more reps and you can't. And the point is that, are you going to quit? Right?
Yeah.
Or you're just going to keep trying.
How far are you going to go?
Yeah.
These cartoons
Your
are also
push-ups
killing
and
me.
flutter kicks are boring the instructors, so it's time to switch it up. Now you're gonna low crawl 200 meters on hard pavement to get to the next evolution area, and your ass better not rise more than an inch off the ground as you move. In combat, you'll get killed. Here, it'll move you straight back to the starting area where you'll begin your low crawl all over again. By now, you've covered every square inch of your body in coarse sand, and you're dragging your worthless hide across hard pavement, digging that sand into your soft flesh. That's not road burn, student. That's the American homeland giving you a loving kiss. You can't so much raise your head until you can physically reach out and touch an instructor's boot. Then, well, did I mention that the instructors were bored? It's time to entertain them. You probably liked singing in the shower as a civilian. Well, the United States Navy would love to hear you sing, and they've provided the biggest shower in the world to be your stage, the Pacific Ocean. That's
Wonderful.
right, it's time to hit the surf zone again. Lock arms and start belting out tunes on request. The instructors love the classics. America, My Country 'Tis of Thee, and of course Anchors Aweigh, the Navy's own fight song. And they'll gladly accept some top 40 hits or even a few holiday jingles. So you better know more than a few songs by heart because you'll be singing them for the next several hours. All right, you made it to dawn. Congratulations. Other Special Forces programs around the world will starve their recruits in order to test their mental toughness. The United States Navy takes the opposite approach, and you'll not only eat often, but you'll eat a lot, and most of it will be piping hot. But only because the Navy has to feed you like this. You may be able to slog through other Special Forces training on one protein bar every 2 days, but Navy SEAL training will absolutely kill you if you don't eat hot food often. You're burning a whopping 8,000 calories a day, and the warm food will make sure that your core body temperature doesn't dip so low that you die from hypothermia.
We don't want
If
that.
you've made it to Hell Week, you've definitely done long PT before, but you've never quite done it like this. You and several of your fellow students will be doing log PT for hours. Give your log a name. Get close to your log. Get to know its likes and dislikes, its hopes and dreams for the future. Because you and your team are going to be doing log PT for days. You'll carry your log, you'll push your log, you'll pull your log. You'll jog with your log, and you'll take nice rest breaks holding your log close as the Pacific Ocean's freezing cold waves slam into you over and over again in the surf zone. But the US Navy doesn't tolerate jealousy and other pettiness in its ranks. And all that time you've spent with your log has kept you away from your inflatable rubber boat. So you'll be spending plenty of time with it too. You'll be carrying your boat over your head for hours on end, to the point that friction will actually cause you to lose hair in patches on your head. Hopefully it'll regrow. If not, well, you're not here to look pretty and win beauty contests. You're here to help the United States Navy enforce a free and open world order on the high seas. It doesn't really matter where you run under the boat. Go into the middle, and the 200 to 300 pound boat will be constantly pressing down on you. Go to the front or the back, and instead it'll be smacking you in the head as you run, possibly even giving you a concussion if someone on your team isn't pulling their weight. You get exactly 4 hours of guaranteed sleep during all of Hell Week. Because unfortunately, your mind is weak, and the United States Navy has not yet figured out how to operate sailors on an entire week with no sleep. But don't worry, it's a weakness they're working on. If you're smart, though, you'll be kept.
Did they say 4 hours sleep for the whole week?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I would die, literally.
Exhaustion for sure. And I
I
feel
can't
like,
even do 4 hours of sleep on one single night, let alone a whole week.
yeah, I'm well aware of this.
I need my sleep.
Yeah. daggers will get thrown if there's no sleep. And not the daggers that we're getting referred to in this video, that's for sure. But I feel like the trash talk in this video is probably mimicking somewhat what the leaders, squad leaders, are giving to the recruits here.
That's one thing I remember from reading David Goggins' book is him saying like the people running it, like the leaders or whatever, were horrific, like terrible.
Yeah, I think that's part of the mental warfare, right? Just trying to degrade you down, make you feel worthless, and just like breaking you mentally until, again, you quit. I mean, even the stuff they talked about, like carrying that boat thing, I think they said like 100, 200 pounds over your head.
Smacking you in the head.
Like that's hard, man. Overhead pressing for that long is really, really hard.
Yep.
That's after doing push-ups and not getting a lot of sleep and being in the water. Totally see why this would be next level exhausting.
Burning 8,000 calories a day. I would turn into a stick.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it's more than 8,000.
With no sleep. But don't worry, it's a weakness they're working on. If you're smart though, you'll be catching a few blinks of shut-eye literally anywhere you can get it. Finish an evolution before the other teams, your reward is a few minutes of sleep. If the instructors are feeling egregiously generous, you might even get to rest by the fire so you can warm up. Even if you're not smart enough to catch sleep when you can, probably because you're from Arkansas, your brain will try and force it on you. It's your job not to let it do that, because the best way to repeat a training evolution is to fall asleep in the middle of one. By about the third day though, your pathetically weak human brain will start to get a bit buggy, and it's your job to push through the hallucinations of cartoon characters rowing the boat next to you to finish the evolution at hand. That's right, you don't have to carry the boat all the time, that'd be silly. Boats are meant to be on the water after all. So in order to reward your progress through Hell Week, the United States Navy gives you plenty of opportunities for a nice, relaxing cruise through stormy Pacific waves. Of course, you'll be paddling the boat yourself, and you'll be paddling on absolutely zero sleep and waves over 6 feet high for miles and miles at a time.
Insane.
Don't get swept out of the boat and drown, though. That would be incredibly inconvenient for the Navy, and honestly, just plain selfish of you. Hope you like whistles, because you're going to be hearing plenty of them throughout Hell Week. Each instructor carries a whistle, and it doesn't matter what you're doing or what you're carrying. The moment you hear that whistle, you better act. One whistle means drop, flat on your face as incoming rounds are on the way. 2 whistles means stop whatever you're doing and low crawl to the instructor through sand, mud, or hard cement. You hear the whistle blow twice, you move, no questions asked. And you don't stand up again until you hear the 3 whistle all clear sign. By now you haven't slept or showered in days, and even before getting to Hell Week, you were probably concerned with personal hygiene. But the Navy's got your back, because guess what? It's time for more surf therapy. Lock arms and lay in that surf. Let Mother America hold you close with her barely above freezing watery embrace, over and over again for hours, until your teeth are clattering so hard you might actually need dental work after training, like many Hell Week graduates. Or you might not even notice. After all, you've been shivering this entire time as your body desperately tries to keep its temperature up so it doesn't die. And make no mistake, this training will kill you. That's why you get plenty of meals, and most of them piping hot. It's a matter of necessity. Because in order to prove that you can join the ranks of the most elite warriors the planet has ever seen, the Navy will put you through a week purposefully designed to bring you to the brink of constant death by hypothermia. It's not the strongest or the fastest or the best sharpshooters who make it through Hell Week. It's the most mentally fit, the most die-hard sailors who refuse to quit, even when their body is on the verge of mechanical shutdown. Then and only then can you even begin to officially start your training as a Navy SEAL. That's right, everything you've endured until now hasn't even been a part of your official training. Hell Week actually takes place shortly after you're accepted into SEAL training. It's all been one big test until now, with Hell Week the final exam. So the United States Navy can see if you're even worth the incredible investment in time and resources it'll take to train you as a SEAL. Even after this, there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to fail. You might have made it through Hell Week, and you should absolutely be proud of that, sailor. But that doesn't mean you're anywhere close to getting your coveted Trident pin. You still have months of training ahead of you, along with the dreaded pool competency test, and plenty of opportunities to get washed out of the program. Then, even if you successfully complete all of the training, your instructors may simply reject you at the end of training. The SEAL community is so small that the odds of a new recruit ending up on a real-world mission with one of their instructors are high, and no instructor will accept a candidate they wouldn't gladly fight alongside with, even if they make it all the way to their final day of training without washing out.
It's wild.
Now, go watch Deadliest Day in SEAL Team 6 history.
That's so crazy that you could go through all of that and all of your training and still not even be accepted.
Yeah, that would be probably the worst heartbreak of your life. If you made it through all that and you're still not good enough. I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
And I think they had mentioned, which I do believe hearing David Goggins speak of, the pool training where you have to like just be pushed underwater for, I don't know, minutes and stuff.
Like borderline waterboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I will definitely not be signing up for this anytime soon. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, you can see why they're so elite, the Navy SEALs. If you can get through that, then you can probably get through anything. And, the cakewalk is probably the mission. It's probably, you look forward to that stuff after you get through this. So I'm sure that's why it's designed that way. But as you said, Sam, I could not do it. Let us know if any of you have tried. I'd love to know if anybody that watches our channel has competed or completed in Hell Week or, knows anybody.
Yeah.
Firsthand experience.
Yeah.
Of how this played out and whether it's as bad as it's made out to seem, or maybe it's made out to seem this way to deter people right off the bat.
Well, they said like the first 10% of people quit in the first hour. That's insane.
Yeah, I found it informative. This is an interesting video with some comedic presence.
I like the cartoons
as well. Let us know if there's other videos out there, guys, that we should check out related to this kind of content. We've enjoyed it. We hope you've enjoyed it with us. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching, guys.